Hi students, today we have part 4 of chapter 6 application of derivatives. In last module we studied about increasing and decreasing functions and we used derivative to check whether function is increasing or decreasing. We studied if the derivative is positive, the derivative of a function is positive, or if the sign of the derivative of a function is positive, we say it is increasing, or if the sign of the derivative is negative, we call it decreasing. Now we want to do more sums. Before that, we want to know about one important point, that is critical value. A point or a value x equal to x naught is called a critical value of the function f of x if either f dash x naught equal to 0 or f dash x naught doesn't exist. What do you mean by that one? The derivative of a function at certain number may be 0. Derivative of a function at certain number will be 0. Then that number is called critical value. Or sometimes f dash x naught doesn't exist. Then also we say x naught is the critical value. Then the point x naught, that is on the x-axis, the value of the function at x naught is called a critical point. In the figure, if we see the point B which is on the x-axis, the corresponding value, that is f of B, at this point the function is not increasing or decreasing, or this point is a turning point. At this point we see it is not increasing or decreasing. Similarly, the point D on the x-axis, the corresponding y value is on the curve. This point separate the function from increasing or decreasing. Similarly, the point E which is on x-axis, the corresponding point on the curve is the curve determines the portion from or separate the curve from increasing and decreasing function. Is it okay? So the point on the curve corresponding to B, the point on the curve corresponding to C, the point on the curve corresponding to D, the point on the curve corresponding to E separate the function from increasing and decreasing portions, or the points on the curve separate the function from increasing and decreasing portion. Okay, so at the point on the curve at which the curve is not increasing or decreasing, actually that point separate the function from increasing and decreasing. Now, there are some working rules for solving problems. Here, following these working rules, we are able to find the intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing. That is the main focus today. So let's see how we can find the intervals at which the function is increasing or decreasing. So step 1, differentiate the given function f of x with respect to x and solve the equation f dash x equal to 0 to find the critical values. Then step 2, arrange these critical values in the ascending order of magnitude and partition the domain of f of x into various intervals using critical values. Step 3, study the sign of f dash x on the corresponding open intervals. Step number 4, if on any particular open interval f dash x is positive, then the function is strictly increasing on that interval. If f dash x is negative, then f of x is strictly decreasing on that interval. Let's see using this how we can solve questions. Critical values. You know, at critical values, the derivative is 0 and that point on the curve separate the function from increasing and decreasing. So the concept is to be applied in finding the intervals. Let's see few questions. Now let's solve questions. These questions are from your textbook, exercise 6.2. See, I will explain question number 5 first. Find the intervals in which the function f given by f of x equal to 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7 is strictly increasing, b strictly decreasing. Let's see part A, strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. Together, both we can do together. So one function is given f of x is equal to 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7. So what we do is, as we have seen in the working rule, first we will differentiate this function with respect to x. So f of x is 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7. F dash x, that is the derivative, 6x square minus 6x minus 36. Now what we should do is, we want to solve f dash x is equal to 0. So we will factorize this first. So 6 into 6 is common. Square minus x minus 6. Then factors of x square minus x minus 6 is x minus 3 into x plus 2. So remember children, we found f dash x and we factorized. Now let's solve with the equation f dash x is equal to 0, because from this only we can find out critical values. At critical values or at turning values, f dash x is 0. So 6 into x minus 3 into x plus 2 equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 2, 3. Now, what are this negative 2, 1, 3? This negative 2, 1, 3 are called critical values. We know at this corresponding to these points on the curve, y value there, these points separate the function from increasing or decreasing. So, x is equal to negative 2, 3. Now what to do is, you plot these points negative 2, 3 on a number line. Okay, first you arrange in ascending order, which is small. Small is minus 2. Then 3, next one. So plot negative 2 and 3 on a number line. Okay, in increasing order, it should be plot. Now look at this number line. Then this number line or this points divides the number line into 3 intervals. One is minus infinity to minus 2, to the left of minus 2. Then open interval minus 2, 3. Then the open interval 3 to infinity. So which are the 3 intervals? Minus infinity minus 2, minus 2 minus 3 and 3 infinity. Now we want to see the sign of f dash x at each of the subintervals. The first subinterval minus infinity minus 2. Now you choose a number in this interval. Let x is negative 3. Then what is the sign of f dash x? Which number we put? We put x is negative 3. F dash x is 6 into x minus 3 into x plus 2. X is negative 3. So negative 3, negative 3, negative 6, sign negative. Negative 3 plus 2, negative 1. Sign is again negative. And the first number is 6. That is always positive. So negative into negative. So together it is positive. So we say f is increasing. Then the next subinterval minus to 3. Let's take a number in this interval. Suppose x is 1. Then what is the sign of f dash x? 1 minus 3, negative. 1 plus 2, positive. So negative into positive, that is negative less than 0. So the function is decreasing. Now the third one, 3 infinity. Suppose x is 4. When x is 4, x minus 3 positive, x plus 2 also positive. So positive into positive, that is greater than 0. So f is increasing. So at which all point or at which all intervals f dash x is positive, in minus infinity minus 2 and 3 infinity f dash x is positive. So we say f is increasing in minus infinity minus 2 union 3 infinity and decreasing in negative 2. Question number 6. Find the intervals in which the function is strictly increasing or decreasing. Now method is same only. So we will select few questions of question number 6. Let's see question number C. C is find the intervals in which f of x equal to negative 2x cube minus 9x square minus 12x plus 1 is increasing or decreasing. Let's see the method. Question number C. F of x is equal to negative 2x cube minus 9x square minus 12x plus 1. So as usual, let's get f dash x, that is negative 6x square minus 18x minus 12. We want to factorize it. Let's take negative 6 out. The negative 6 multiplied by x square plus 3x plus 2. That is equal to negative 6 multiplied by x plus 2 into x plus 1. Now f dash x equal to 0 implies x equal to negative 2 and x equal to negative 1. Let's plot these two numbers on the number line. Then we see that the number line divides it into three disjoint subintervals, namely minus infinity minus 2, minus 2 minus 1 and minus 1 infinity. Now we want to check the sign of f dash x at each of these subintervals. So let's take minus infinity minus 2. We choose a number in the interval minus infinity minus 2. Suppose x is equal to negative 3. So you put x is equal to negative 3 in f dash x equal to negative 6 into x plus 2 into x plus 1. You know this is negative 6, negative 6, this is negative. Then in x plus 2, let's put x is negative 3. So negative 3 plus 2, negative 1, sign is negative. Then x plus 1, but x is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 1, again sign is negative. So 3 negatives together, so f dash x is negative. Now in minus 2 minus 1, let's take x is negative 1.5. We see that sign of f dash x is equal to negative 1, negative, this is the sign of negative 6. Then positive, negative. So f dash x is positive. In minus 1 infinity, we see the sign of f dash x equal to negative 1, negative into positive. You may take any number in minus 1 infinity. You may put x is 4. Then we see that sign is negative, positive, together negative. So in which all intervals f dash x is negative, where f of x will be decreasing. And which all interval f dash x is positive, there f of x will be increasing. So we say f of x is increasing in minus 2 minus 1 and decreasing in open interval minus infinity minus 2 union minus 1 infinity. This is the procedure or this is the step to be followed in deciding the intervals in which function is increasing or decreasing. Now next important question E, that is f of x is equal to x plus 1 whole cube into x minus 3 whole cube. Now let's get f dash x. Here we have to use product rule. You remember product rule? UV form, u dash v. So u dash is derivative of x plus 1 whole cube. That is x raised to n form. So 3 into x plus 1 whole square into derivative of x plus 1, that is 1 only. Then v is x minus 3 whole cube. So u dash v plus u x plus 1 whole cube into v dash derivative of x minus 3 whole cube, that is 3 into x minus 3 the whole square. So we found f dash x. Dash x is equal to 3 into x plus 1 whole square into x minus 3 whole cube plus x plus 1 whole cube into 3 into x minus 3 the whole square. Now we want to factorize it. We see that 3 into x plus 1 whole square, x minus 3 whole square is common. So that into x minus 3 plus x plus 1 equal to 3 x plus 1 whole square into x minus 3 whole square multiplied by 2x minus 2. Can take 1 2 outside. So 3 into 2 6 multiplied by x plus 1 whole square into x minus 3 whole square into x minus 1. Now f dash x equal to 0 implies x equal to minus 1 1 3. Now we plotted these points on the number line. Then we have 3 subintervals, minus infinity minus 1, minus 1 1, 1 3 and 3 infinity. We have 4 subintervals. Now in the first subinterval, minus infinity minus 1, sign of f dash x is plus plus negative, that is less than 0. So f is decreasing. We see that in f dash x, 3 terms are under squares only. X plus 1 whole square and x minus 3 whole square. So these two will be always positive. We need to check only this x minus 1. Now in minus 1 1. So positive positive in minus 1 1. Let's take one number, say 0.5. Then we see that it is negative in the fact for the factor x minus 1, or positive positive negative. So f is decreasing in 1 3, various sign is positive 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 greater than 0. F is increasing in 3 infinity, 3 positive sign, so it is greater than 0. So f is increasing. Now we know in minus infinity minus 1 and minus 1 1, sign of f dash x is less than 0. So we can join them. So we say f is decreasing in minus infinity 1 and similarly increasing on 1 infinity. Question number 7. Show that the function y equal to log of 1 plus x minus 2x by 2 plus x, where x greater than negative 1 is an increasing function of x throughout its domain. When do we say that it is increasing? We have to show that, or we have to prove that the dy by dx is greater than 0. So that is the task for us. So let's find dy by dx. Y is equal to log of 1 plus x minus 2x by 2 plus x. Now dy by dx is equal to, first is log of 1 plus x. So derivative is 1 by 1 plus x minus derivative of 2x by 2 plus x. Here we apply quotient rule. Which is quotient rule? Denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator divided by denominator square. So once again, denominator into, that is 2 plus x into derivative of numerator, that is 2. So 2 plus x multiplied by 2 minus numerator 2x into derivative of 2 plus x, that is 1 divided by 2 plus x the whole square. Now we have taken LCM and we simplified. So we have dy by dx is equal to x square by 1 plus x into 2 plus x the whole square. Now we want to show that the sign of dy by dx is greater than 0. We know in this one x square is greater than 0. 2 plus x whole 2 plus x the whole square is also greater than 0. These are perfect square. And see, this 1 plus x is greater than 0 because question says x is greater than minus 1. When x is greater than minus 1, x plus 1 is greater than 0. So we have dy by dx is greater than 0 only if x is greater than minus 1. So x square is greater than 0. 2 plus x the whole square is greater than 0 and 1 plus x is also greater than 0 because question says x is greater than minus 1. So this is also greater than 0. So altogether dy by dx greater than 0. So we say the function is increasing throughout its domain. Question number 8. Find the values of x for which x into x minus 2 the whole square is an increasing function. The same like question number 6. So find out dy by dx. Indicate with 0. Plot the points on the number line. Observe the sign of f dash x in each of the subintervals and show that and find plot out or decide the interval in which the function is increasing. That is determined by the sign of f dash x. Question number 9. Prove that y equal to 4 sin theta by 2 plus cos theta minus theta is an increasing function of theta in interval 0 pi by 2, closed interval 0 pi by 2. So we know the method. We have to get dy by d theta here. Then we want to show that it is greater than 0 in interval 0 pi by 2. So let's see what is dy by d theta. Here also we use quotient rule for 4 sin theta by 2 plus cos theta. So this is denominator into 2 plus cos theta into derivative of numerator, that is 4 cos theta, minus numerator into 4 sin theta into derivative of 2 plus cos theta, that is minus sin theta, by 2 plus cos theta the whole square minus 1, because we are finding the derivative with respect to theta. Now take an LCM. So it is equal to 8 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 sin square theta minus of 2 plus cos theta the whole square divided by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. Now the simplification part is equal to 8 cos theta. We know 4 cos square theta plus 4 sin square theta. 4 is taken out. Cos square theta plus sin square theta 1. So it is plus 4. Now 2 plus cos theta the whole square we expanded using a plus b the whole square identity. But with a minus sign out. So we have minus 4 minus cos square theta minus 4 cos theta by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. Again positive for negative for cancelled. 8 cos theta minus for cos theta is for cos theta. So we have for cos theta minus cos square theta. For cos theta minus cos square theta. Now from that we can take cos theta out. So cos theta into 4 minus cos theta by 2 plus cos theta the whole square. This is the final simplification part. Now how do we show that it is positive in the interval 0 pi by 2? We know 2 plus cos theta the whole square is greater than 0. The least value of cos theta is negative 1, maximum is 1. So it is always positive only. And cos theta in the closed interval 0 pi by 2 is greater than 0. First, the interval 0 pi by 2 means in the first quadrant cos theta is always greater than 0 only. So 2 plus cos theta the whole square is greater than 0. Now 4 minus cos theta. As I said, least value is minus 1 and greatest value is positive 1. So this is also greater than 0 because 4 minus cos theta. Least is minus 1, greatest is 1. So this is also greater than 0. So we found or we proved dy by d theta is greater than 0 when theta belongs to 0 pi by 2. So y is an increasing function of theta in closed interval 0 pi by 2. Number 10, prove that the logarithmic function is strictly increasing on 0 infinity. Question number 11 also easy only. Go through the sum. It is easy to understand. Just to prove that it is strictly increasing means we want to show that the derivative is greater than 0. Nothing else. So follow that. Question number 12 also solution is given. Just to go through it. It is easy to understand. There is doubt. Let me know. Okay. Question number 15. Let I be an interval disjoint from minus 1, 1. Prove that the function f of x equal to x plus 1 by x is strictly increasing on I. I is the interval. So find out f dash x, get with 0. See the sign of f dash x in each of the sub-intervals. Pick out the interval where f dash x is greater than 0. Then that way we can prove that it is strictly increasing. Please follow the steps. Question number 17 and 18 is self-explanatory. No need of much explanation. It is all. Please go through the steps. Question number 19, one MCQ question. The interval in which y equal to x square e raised to minus x is increasing. It's A, B, C, D. Four options are given. You can find the answer by finding dy by dx. Here you have to use product rule. So, square derivative, second function, x square into derivative of e raised to minus x, then e raised to minus x into negative 1. Then we can take common factor out, get with 0. Here we see that x is equal to 0 and 2. Then on the number line, can draw the number line, plot these points. We see that there are 3 sub-intervals. Then decide the sign at each of these intervals. We see that in interval 0 to the function is increasing. Question number 14. Find the least value of a so that the function f of x equal to x square plus ax plus 1 is increasing on closed interval 1, 2. So let's see the derivative. F dash x is equal to 2x plus c. Now the given interval is 1, 2. Closed interval 1, 2. Now x belongs to 1, 2 implies 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. So 2 less than or equal to 2x less than or equal to 4. So 2 plus a less than or equal to 2x plus a less than or equal to 4 plus a. Now we know this 2x plus a is our f dash x only. So we have 2 plus a less than or equal to f dash x less than or equal to 4 plus a. Now for fx to be increasing, f dash x should be greater than or equal to 0. So here 2 plus a less than or equal to f dash x, and so but f dash x should be greater than or equal to 0. Here f dash x is greater than or equal to 2 plus a, but 2 plus a must be greater than or equal to 0. Since fx is increasing, so f dash x is greater than or equal to 0. So 2 plus a greater than or equal to 0, or a is greater than or equal to minus 2. So the least value is minus 2. Thank you. This session is very important one. You may get one question. Find the interval in which the function is increasing or decreasing, or prove that certain function is increasing in the given interval. Like question number, we done 2-3 question prove that it is increasing or decreasing. Like question number 9, 7, etc. Important question. Question number 7, 9, and find the intervals in which the function is increasing, decreasing. Okay, so learn this topic nicely. You may be getting one question. Okay, thank you.